You watching Apartment 107.
It's AJ Johnson. Y'all know me, Ezel Smokey. My neck, my back, my neck ain't my back. With SB Global, Apartment 107. They got evicted, moved to 106. Peace.
You can't buy this super flyness. You can't buy this super flyness. Can't buy this super flyness. This is what happens. You make shit this timeless.
SB Soprano, strapped like a sandal. I fuck with G's to push keys like they play piano. Scramble like I'm random, catch me out the pocket. If a nigga reach for my pockets, he catch a pocket rocket. I never have to cock it, cause I keep it cocked. Anything I want, I cop it cause I keep a knot. They call me Sugar Bear, but I ain't got a sweet spot. Fly like a peacock, that's why the freaks fly. Back in the day I would bust and my nigga would beatbox. Ever since I've been spitting nothing but heat rock. Never got to meet Pop or Easy E. Now that they died, hardest nigga alive is SB. I ain't easily phased and I'm hard to amaze. Niggas flows is bootleg like fake J's. Matter of fact, they more than weak like 8 days. You niggas ain't riders, you might as well have a blank page.
Can't buy this super flyness. You can't buy this super flyness. Can't buy this super flyness.
Yo, what's happening? You watching Apartment 107 with my man SB Global. I'm Slink Johnson, the Prime Minister of Pound Down, master of the West African monkey spank technique, 5-time Wild Cheetah Submission Hold Champion, 80, 84, 88, 92, and 96. Check your history, bitch. And we up in this thing. We cutting up big. Apartment 107. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube, man. We on the way to the top, baby. Smoke yours.
And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Apartment 107. I'm your host, SB Global, Darnell Dollar, Sugar Bear the Extraordinaire. And we're here with episode number 13. Can't wait till it's 113. You feel me? Hey, I appreciate everybody for stopping in, tapping in with your boy. Hey, we gonna keep this thing going, man. We gonna keep it all the way to infinity and beyond, like my boy Mr. Buzz Lightyear. You feel me? So, what I want to do, man, I want to shout out to my boy George with Strength and Faith for providing me this t-shirt. That's family right there. He fucks with your boy heavy, man. So shout out to George. Good looking on the tee, bro. And, you know, we got a very dynamic guest this evening, man. I've been pumping him up on Facebook, Instagram. Dude is straight raw. You know what I'm saying? Uncut. If you like your spirits with no chase, then it's your taste. You feel me? Yeah. So and you know what? I want y'all to you know what I'm saying? People, I know a lot of people ain't gonna necessarily agree with everything that's being presented here today, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? We ain't all gotta agree. But you know what I'm saying? Everybody got to stand on their square. So, you know, like if you watching this and you feel like you have a question or you just feel like you got something to say, you feel like you got a point that need to be made, you can always tap in. The number here is 323-212-5212. That's 323-212-5212. You know what I mean? If you really want to, I even bring you on. You know what I mean? Because like I said, this your platform. I'm just your host. So, you know, with that being said, man, we're gonna bring in our guest, man. I got my guest co-host in here too, Miss Nycteegurl, and along with her, we're gonna welcome none other than my brother from Mercy Drive. We talking about Vernon Jackson, y'all. Welcome them to Apartment 107.
Hello. Thanks for having us.
What's up, y'all?
What is up?
Mr. Vernon Jackson, man, what's up with you, bro?
What's up, Warrior?
Man, you got the best hands, man. How you doing? Nycteegurl?
I'm good this evening. How you doing, Sugar?
I'm good, baby. Yeah, man. So I this is compliments of Shamika, man. She was the one who actually invited Vernon to the show, man, and I got to know him via the internet, just looking him up. And before we get started, he's a man who doesn't like to do a lot of introductions. So I told him I was gonna spare him of that. So I'm just gonna just press play on something so y'all can know who we got in the building real quick. So just give me 3.5 minutes, maybe even 4. Watch this.
What's going on, brother?
How you doing, Black man?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for the information the past couple of nights. You, regardless of how we agree and disagree philosophically, man, I support your efforts. I applaud you. Your wife, the children, the young men you're mentoring, the young women you're mentoring is very important work. So just on the behalf of the 30, I've been organizing 30 years since I was 14 years old. I appreciate you.
Well, I gotta say this. I can't say the same. Let's go down the list. Number one. Let's go number one. I'm not an integrationist. Okay. I don't believe in, as you do, with your music group, with this documentary that you put out, with your political alliances. It's clear that you say you read The Destruction of Black Civilization, but you don't understand that these people are our enemies. You still love to hug up to them. You still love to get on there and smile with them. You done fought harder for Bernie Sanders than I ever seen you fight for a black person. Every time I talk about black people with you guys, they say black, Hispanic, immigrant, gays, all oppressed people. Dr. Claude is specifically against that shit. We shouldn't be talking about no gay people. We shouldn't be talking about no other oppressed people. We shouldn't be talking about no Mexican immigrants. We shouldn't be talking about no Asians. We should be talking about us only. The whole liberal mainstream ideology that clumps us in with these other motherfucking fake groups that haven't been oppressed the way that we have been oppressed, which Dr. Claude talks specifically about this, how these Hispanics came in here and said, it's our overt aim to replace blacks as the majority minority, right? And wrap ourselves in their suffering, right? And the language that y'all use, just go with the language. If you ask them about black people, if you ask them about poor people, immigrants, oppressed people, and women, and other minority groups, we don't want to hear that shit. There was a particular African nation, and they had a saying. It goes, when you allow the first white man in the land, that's when the land will die. Okay? Dr. Chancellor Williams said that this European is never going to do anything to empower black people. This European. No, motherfucker, I won't do nothing with you. You pro-gay. You pro-homosexual. I won't do nothing with you. No, you pro-homosexual. You pro-homosexual. I don't want to go nowhere with you. Then you have another guy who you did a big post about. This one I went against you full-fledged. You had a guy by the name of James Baldwin, who, and I quote, James Baldwin said, if I had to take a side between Elijah Muhammad and the black Muslims and my white allies, I would side with my white friends against him.
I disagree with that, brother.
He said it. No, he said it. This has been the history of these homosexuals. Bayard Rustin said, and I quote, America was once morally judged by how they treat black people. Now it's all about how they treat homosexuals, right? Now, if I know that this is what these homosexuals do, if I know you got men out here sleeping with men when black women need black men, If I know that this homosexuality amongst our people is how AIDS spread, and you all to know living in Atlanta, if I know all this shit, how do you sit here and support Bayard Rustin, support James Baldwin, support all this homosexuality shit when you know it's not good for black people?
Well, I'll
there it
say.
is there.
Can
Can I say this, Vern?
Come on.
Honestly, I didn't even know that about James Baldwin. So when I actually was on that live that night when you did it. First of all, you were on a live doing something totally different, and I believe you were on with Rogue, and then he kept messaging, and so you were like, after you guys finished, you went on live with him, and obviously you went in, but I didn't even know that part about James Baldwin saying that he would side with his white allies.
Yeah.
No, let me tell you something about James Baldwin. James Baldwin said he would rather die fighting alongside his white allies than side with Elijah Muhammad and the Nation of Islam. But it only gets worse from there. James Baldwin moved in with a European by the name of William Styron for a summer. And William Styron was a writer. And he wanted to write a book on Nat Turner. And he wanted to write a book to smear the name of Nat Turner and to paint Nat Turner as a confused homosexual who carried out his rebellion, not because he wanted liberation for Africans, but because he was attracted to a white girl, but also beneath that, he was a closet homosexual. And Styron didn't feel that he could, Styron being a white man didn't feel like he could get away with writing that book. So he went to James Baldwin and said, hey, this is what I want to do. We can reshape the image of Nat Turner. And James Baldwin said, let's do it. So they got together and wrote this book, and they named it The Confessions of Nat Turner, which is the real name of well, the real book about Nat Turner is called The Confessions of Nat Turner. They named it the same thing as the real book, so that anybody going to look back and research the rebellion, the uprising, they might find the real book or they might find the gay book. You see what I'm saying? They named it the same thing. So James Baldwin did a hit job
for white masters.
Well, they were more than masters, because when you being sodomized by them, they more than your masters. They more like your. Well, I don't know if you can be more than masters. So yeah,
he was being sodomized willfully.
Yeah, you're right. And Bayard Rustin the same way.
He was pregnant.
Well, Bayard Rustin, A. Philip Randolph, and a lot of these people that we like to call our black heroes were nothing but gender fluid integrationists who teamed up against Marcus Garvey. So I don't know if that was one of the questions we're gonna get into, but he's played that video. Whew, I was throwing some.
Yeah.
Anyway,
you know, when I saw that video, that let me know. I'm like, okay, this dude, like, nigga, if a nigga take a misstep, he gonna go in. Like I said, God damn, this nigga, this nigga here, he ain't. Yeah, he gonna go in. I said, man, Killer Mike was trying to be your friend, bro. You know what I mean? You wouldn't have it.
I think he was trying to deflect. He was trying to use that friend thing to deflect with what he was exposing, you know, and for other black people that were following him, because I did too. I was like, oh, he says a lot of good things, because again, I'm kind of new to this, you know. So I was listening to it, and I was like, wait a minute. And also following him, I did start seeing, you know, the hugging of Bernie Sanders and
that's why I showed that shit.
You know, pushing the legalization.
Yeah, you did a good job with that.
Legalizing weed.
And you timed that up.
In the weed business, and all we doing is smoking weed. What is that gonna do for black people? You know, saying that legalizing weed is good for black people, unless we are in the weed business, meaning profiting from it. To me, that's neither here nor there for us.
Exactly.
You're pushing weed smoking. You're not talking about, you know, using it to elevate yourself and your community and your people.
Yes, ma'am.
I didn't like that.
Well, let me tell you something, man. I'm gonna just give you 2 rules that both come from the Destruction of Black Civilization by Dr. Chancellor Williams, and from Irritated Genie, which is one of the people that I actually listen to. Number 1, if you want to know if an organization is really to empower Black people, you have to know that no white people can be in that organization. If white people can join, it's not for Black empowerment. So when you see a Black person running around with white people, they're not really trying to empower Black people. When you see them saying that they can form these coalitions and these alliances and do all this stuff and be buddy-buddy with white people, they're not really about Black people. Because when you're really about Black people, you're going to want to surround yourself with Black people. And if you need a Black doctor, you're going to look for a Black doctor. If you need a chiropractor, you're going to look for a Black one. You're not going to be out here chasing white people. I live in a neighborhood, there's only Black people, and we got about 3% non-Blacks. And I wish we didn't have them around. But this was the blackest one I could find. And so if white people are involved, listen to me now. If you find a church where there's white people, that's not a Black church.
Right.
If you go to the NAACP and it's one white person, that's not a Black organization. Because white people don't join organizations to be up under Black people and be led by Black people.
Especially not to empower us.
Correct.
Say that
Now
again.
the next thing is this.
What'd you say, Shamika?
I said they're especially not there to empower us.
Oh yeah.
They're not there to empower us. They're there to control that organization and make sure that organization don't do nothing outside of what they wanted to do.
And control the money. If there's any money coming in, they want to make sure that they're in control of how those resources are maldistributed.
Correct. And then the next thing I was going to say is if you see somebody that's pro-LGBTQ, they don't care about Black people because that's not our African culture. That's not our way of life. That's nothing we believe in. It's a tool being used against us. Not going into this further if we do go into it. But if you see a Black person advocating LGBTQ, that's your enemy. Because as Black people, we don't got time to be advocating nothing but Black economic empowerment and Black self-defense and Black autonomy. If we talking about, but make sure I get to sleep with boys, then you all the way off key.
So I guess it's safe to say you don't support Until Freedom and Black Lives Matter.
No.
Who?
Never mind.
He said, "Who? You ain't no owl."
Until Freedom, what the hell is that?
Tamika Mallory, my son, they
no.
movement.
No.
I'll slap my son whenever I see him.
Why is that?
No.
Because what he's doing is that he's very clever.
Okay.
Hey, check this out. It was one time when the Black Power movement was a Black Power movement. Do you hear me? Stokely Carmichael, people like Stokely Carmichael. But let's go a little bit back further. Robert F. Williams. It was about the empowerment of Black people. If you shoot us, we will shoot you back. We're not trying to integrate with you. We want our own schools, but our schools should be equal to yours. We're not trying to go nowhere with you. We want to have our own. Do you hear me?
I hear you.
But then when people start coming in and mixing in different agendas, well, we got to stand up for the immigrants. We got to stand up for the gays. We got to stand up for the Asians. Brother, that's not Black empowerment. That's like Dr. Clark said, that's putting cream in the coffee to the point where it's not Black no more and it's not strong.
Right.
And so the gay life, but the reason I say I stop my son, because they come out and they use our talking points. They say,
yes, 100%.
A black man just got killed. This is oppressive white supremacy. Donate to the Women's March. Whoa.
Yeah.
But wait a minute.
A black man just got killed.
Yeah.
A black man just got shot. We need your money for the Trans Lives Matter. Whoa. You take our language.
Right.
You take our suffering. A black man just got killed. Then they take Martin Luther King where he say, injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere. So we got to fight for these people on the border because a black man just got killed. No, don't. My son is good at being from New York, speak our language, draw us in, and have us on some humanitarian bullshit.
Same with Tamika.
And
Remember,
that's what
she said that she will argue that sexism is a greater problem than racism. That's out her mouth.
Yeah.
She spit that out her mouth.
I just went up against Judge Joe Brown last Friday, and he said that he believed his Freemasonry can transcend race.
Oh wow!
And I had
when did that ever happen?
But
when in history did that ever be the
from
case?
a different era. Is that maybe an excuse? Maybe
it ain't never superseded race though. I mean,
but I asked him. I say if Masonry can transcend race, why do you have black Masonic orders and white Masonic orders? Wouldn't they all just be? Wouldn't they be the same?
Right.
Transcend race. If Christianity can transcend race, why do you have black churches and white churches? Do you hear me?
Right.
I hear you.
Right.
None of it transcends race.
But nothing ever has.
They want us not to see it though. They want us to pretend that, it's okay that Jesus is white. You know what I mean? They want us to not focus on the color shit, but the whole time their whole emphasis is on that. But not speaking it, but their actions say it. I'm sorry, what'd you say, Shamika?
Well, what?
I said, but the Bible doesn't even describe him as a Caucasian. So
right, but
I cannot read a description and then look at these pictures and see this blonde hair, blue eyed.
Your black pastor will tell you it don't matter though.
Black people get this.
Your black pastor will tell you it don't matter. You know what I mean?
But let me just tell you, man. I'm gonna just tell you like this. Since the time my daddy used to tell me, all I used to want to read about was wildlife, and I've been reading since reading could read, but I only wanted to read about wildlife. And he'll say, "Terrible T," that's what he used to call me. He'll say, "I'm glad you're reading. I'm glad you're reading everything you can get your hands on, and you're reading about animals." But he said, "One day you're gonna start reading about your people," and he said, "That's the day you're really gonna be on to something." And in all my reading, I've been doing this for about 15 years now, just reading nothing but about my people. It's nothing worse that ever happened to black people than white Jesus.
Right, I agree.
And I'm telling you this. You say that because.
And listen, I'm a born and raised Pentecostal Christian. Do you hear me?
To this day?
Till this day.
Okay. Come on.
Till this day.
Come on.
See, I tell you why. But if you look at the condition of our people, man, that white Jesus, white Mary, and white angels, they got our people psychologically to the point where we're afraid to hate our enemies and fight them. Even though the Bible is full of wars. Do you hear me?
Can I tell you this story?
Hold on real quick, Shamika.
About 2 weeks ago.
Hold that story. Just don't lose it though. Your mom 2 weeks ago. Big 6ix9ine says that somebody speaking sounds unstudied.
Let him elaborate.
Yeah, you're gonna have to elaborate on that, Big 6ix9ine. Go ahead, Shamika. I'm sorry.
I was gonna tell him 2 weeks ago. My mom went to church, and we Southern Baptists, right? So she came home and she was talking on the phone, and she was telling me. Pastor said, if someone with COVID coughed in our face or something, meaning white people, coughed in our face or, called us nigger or something like that, we going to hell if we hit them. We going to have to do what Jesus said and just love them and turn the other cheek. And I said, Mama, why are you even listening to some mess like that? And why would he be teaching some mess like that in 2021? And it's a bunch of young folks in the church. Why would he even say that? I think he said, she said that he said, everybody raise your hand, basically, if you wouldn't hit them back. Nobody raised their hand. So basically everybody was saying, like, yeah, I'll hit them back. And he was like, y'all all going to hell. This is 2 weeks ago.
So look, since we talking about hitting back, you know what I'm saying? Let's just get into the latest shit that went on with us. And I want to get your feedback on it, Vernon. You too, Shamika. I'm gonna run
Yes, sir.
this and let's just see what we can come up with to make it make sense.
Go away right now.
Oh.
Hey, they've already been called. They're just waiting. You know what? Maybe you should hang on a little longer. We'll see how it goes. Then we won't have to get the report by ourselves.
What is it you're doing here?
Then
walk.
Well, you've been here like 15 minutes now.
Let's go. Walk away.
Keep walking.
Walk away. Walk away right now. You need help? I'm happy to help you. I didn't hit you. There's a difference between
Pretty
pushing
sure
you.
you were the aggressor, buddy.
You're aggressing on their neighborhood.
Someone came running.
Walk back.
You better walk away. You walk away. You're talking to my wife right now.
That's your wife?
Walk away.
I didn't do
Walk
anything.
away.
Your wife was asleep.
Check it out. You either walk away or I'm going to carry your ass out of here.
Dude, if you touch
What do you
me,
want to do?
You better not touch me.
Or
I'm
what?
not arguing.
What are you going to do?
You up on me?
Let's go. Walk
I'm not
away.
up on you. I didn't do anything to you.
I'm about to do something to you. You better
I
start
didn't do
walking.
anything to her. I didn't do anything to her.
You better start walking right
When
now.
you come after me like that,
I ain't coming after
you're the
you.
one in the wrong.
You're in the wrong neighborhood, motherfucker. Get out. Get out.
I live here, sir.
Where? Where's your house? What's your address?
Maybe we should walk you home.
Walk me home.
Well, you bet. You want to bet what I can do?
I live here, sir.
Okay,
Right
let's
now,
Guys,
you're
close your
harassing
door.
the
I'm
neighborhood.
not harassing anyone walking through the neighborhood. I live here, sir.
Where? But check it out. We are a tight-knit community.
Okay.
We
How
take
long
care
have
of
you
each
been
other.
here? How long have
A
you
hell of a
been
lot
living
longer than your ass, because I have never seen you before in my
How long
life.
have you been living here?
That's
Why
none
does
of
that
your
even
business.
matter to you?
How long have you been
It
living
doesn't
here?
matter. You know what? Get the hell out of my face.
You've been
Get out of my face.
You walked up to me.
Check it out, motherfucker. I ain't playing with you. You either get your ass moving or I'm gonna move you.
You smell drunk.
You wanna bet?
You are drunk.
I'm about to show you what I can do.
I would suggest
You better walk away. Walk away. Walk away.
I'm walking. You keep following me, sir.
There's only one way out of here. And it's right over there.
There's multiple ways out of here, sir.
You wanna bet? Walk away.
Now, as a attorney and a fighter and a avid believer of the Second Amendment, how do you handle that situation, Mr. Jackson?
I won't be in no neighborhood with white people.
Right.
I don't want to go in their neighborhoods. I don't want to be around them. I don't want to put myself in that situation. Okay, separation is the best and only solution. That's what Elijah Muhammad said. Let's start there, then we'll work back to the legal stuff.
Okay.
But if you read the destruction of black civilization in 6,000 years, there's never been a time where we lived in cohesion with them. There's never been a time where we lived around them and it's been peaceful. I don't want to be in their neighborhoods. I don't want my children going to their schools. I don't want my children to have a white teacher. My children can't go to a white sleepover. I don't want the interaction because it's only going to be conflict. Okay? Let's just be honest. I don't want white cops in black neighborhoods. I don't want to have to speak to them. I don't want to have to explain myself. They can't even understand what I'm saying half the time. I have to say it 3 times. I don't want to do it. Why do we keep? This is the thing I was thinking about when Trayvon Martin got killed. George Zimmerman was patrolling the neighborhood just like that white man.
Right.
He said we're a close-knit community. What he meant was we're a close-knit white community. Why is there a black person here? Why do we want to go? Yeah, why do we want to go push ourselves in that? That's like when that lady just sent her son over to the white sleepover and they made him drink piss. Did you see it?
Yeah.
Why do
I
we
heard
want to
about
keep?
it.
We want to keep pushing ourselves into their space.
Because
When me
we
and my
gotta
wife,
love them, Vernon. Because
well,
Jesus
I'm just
wants us
telling
to
you now.
love everybody.
We'll get to the legal aspect next. But when me and my wife bought our first house, we said we trying to surround ourselves with black people. Because the part of town we were staying in, it was Confederate flag pickup trucks everywhere. I ended up getting banned from my gym. I got banned from my gym because I ended up having to pull my AK on some white supremacists. And I just said, this is too stressful. Let's just go where black people at. The only problems we'll have where black people at If you go to a good neighborhood, a good decent neighborhood where black people at, the only problem you will have is they barbecuing 5 times a week and the music too loud. I can live with that. But they're not going to be following you down the street, wondering what you're doing here, all up in your business. I got like 6 dogs. Don't nobody bother me. Pit bulls and shit. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's my first thing. If you want to go around there, if you think white ice is colder and you just determined to be in their neighborhood, then you deal with it. Okay, now the second thing is this. That white man was a military trained person. He was confident in what he could do physically with his hands or with a gun, because I guarantee you he had a small concealed weapon on him somewhere. That young black male was not confident in what he can do with his body, and the body is the first weapon. So he was automatically in a defensive, submissive position. Because let's just say I did end up, and then it's something that Rogue always talk about called an easy target. Let's say I did end up in a white neighborhood. Say I got lost. The white man not going to walk up on me the same way he walked up on him. They're probably going to stand on the porch and just call the police because they don't see me as an easy target. They're going to say that big black guy is 6 foot tall, 270. They're going to look at me. They saw him as an easy target. They like easy targets. Now, that white guy was probably 6'1", 235, trained in hand-to-hand and trained with weapons. That young black male was probably 5'10", 185, and his mama probably let him wear skinny jeans. And so now it's an uneven distribution of power, because a white person can't put their hands on me. A white person, okay, no person, but let's specifically talk about white people right now. You can't put your hands on me. I'm going to put my hands back on you. But I'm going to make sure once you take it there, I'm going to take it somewhere else. And so it's something in the law called proportionality. You can meet force that's offered against you with the same amount of force. Meaning once that European put his hands on him, you are legally justified to put your hands on him. That don't mean you can pull out a gun and shoot him just yet.
Right.
It's called proportionality. And so I would have handled that situation based on proportionality. But once he put his hands on me, I already got my first 3 moves planned out anyway, because we do this so frequently. Yeah. But just always think about proportionality.
Why did that come into play with Trayvon Martin, proportionality? He whooped his ass and then he kills him.
As we talked about previously, nothing transcends race.
Come on.
Trayvon Martin was a young black male, meaning he was a grown black criminal. Whenever they see a young black male, you're a full-grown black criminal. And that jury, and I was talking about this on the Judge Joe Brown show 2 weeks ago, the trials are won at jury selection. And in jury selection, you don't pick your jurors, you just unpick jurors, meaning they bring in a large panel of people and you try to strike off the people that you don't want. You don't get to pick the people that you do want. You get to try to strike off the people that you don't want. And any good defense attorney will tell you that race is the number one factor in picking jurors. So if you have a potential juror that says they have a lot of cousins and uncles who are law enforcement, as a defense attorney, you don't want them on the jury.
Right.
Because what they're telling you is that I'm finna side with law enforcement, right?
Absolutely.
But what the state will do is if you have a potential juror who says law enforcement have wronged my family, then they'll try to say you biased against the state and they'll strike you. So what black people need to do is when you get called for jury selection, don't try to get out of it because we need you. Go down there. When they start asking you, has anybody in your family been wrongfully arrested? Be quiet. Have anybody in your family been mistreated by the cops? No. I'm just even Steven. I'm just impartial. Shut the hell up and get on that damn jury. Because I can get a mistrial with one good black juror. But if you go on there saying, I hate the police, they locked my cousin up for no, you're going to get struck. Then that black guy's going to be sitting there in front of either 6 or 12 white jurors. Well, George Zimmerman was sitting there in front of 12. I believe he had 12 white jurors, and that's why he got off.
Question for you. I thought that you were supposed to be tried black people, whoever is supposed to be tried amongst their peers or in front of their peers or something. So if I'm black and I'm being tried and there's an all-white jury, like how does that work? I've never understood that.
It's what they call like a legal, it's like a facade. It's imaginary to say that a white person from the suburbs and a black person from the inner city, that can be your peer. As long as they found to be impartial, meaning they get through the questions without exposing themselves as being biased, then that could be your peer. It doesn't have to mean they have similar life experiences as you. It doesn't have to mean they have race in common with you. It doesn't have to mean they have similar understandings and encounters as you. It should mean that. But if it meant that, prisons wouldn't be filled with black people. You see what I'm saying? Right. So it's kind of like it's imaginary. They call it a legal. It's something they call it, but it's fake. It's fake. You don't ever get tried by a jury of your peers most of the times.
So when we speak about these liberal white people who are, Black Lives Matter and hashtag Trayvon Martin, and they sound like they're rooting for you and they're out there marching and everything, where they be at on these juries? Why is it that it's so hard to convict these people that they're rah-rahing about, right? And then they get on these juries, yet we still aren't seeing any convictions. So where are these liberal white people that are down with black people and want to see black people win and hate racism and all that stuff? Where they at?
Well, liberal white people are the worst.
I know they're the worst, but they hide, right? And you have black people saying that they're liberal, Democrat, align themselves with the same ideals and stuff as those white liberals. So again, where they at on these juries?
Well, with these juries, if you had a liberal white person that exposed themselves as being, let's just say they were against the cops, because most people put it like this. I had a principal when I was in high school. She was white. She would call herself liberal. She had a black husband. She went out of her way to help out the black athletes. But it's just like a movie called Blindside. Did you ever see the movie Blindside?
Yeah.
Okay, you have these white people that are claiming they really care so much about black people, but it's paternalistic. Meaning, I care about black people because they can't do nothing for themselves, so they need somebody to help them. Do you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then once I help this black person, I can bring them to the party and say, look at this inner city Negro that I helped up. You see what I'm saying? He was an inner city Negro. He was an inner city Negro on Mercy Drive when I got him dressed up. I got him in college. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, like a
you got
pet project
you got
or some shit.
Yeah, you got to look at the motives. You got to look at the motives of these people. Just like the white people that started the NAACP. They didn't start it because they really wanted to make black people independent. They started because they wanted to control what tactics we use for our empowerment. Meaning, Robert F. Williams wanted to start a branch of NAACP, but once they found out he was fighting back, they said, you can't have a chapter. When something happened with NAACP, when something happened to a black person, they said, you can do a silent march. Right. You can hold candles and do a silent march. It was a white control organization, and it still is. So when you say white people who proclaim to be for us, why are you for us? What do you want for us? Because if you was really for us, did you go back and say, I'll give up my inheritance, or at least half of it, to black people that built this country? They don't say that.
Well, I'm not responsible for what my ancestors did.
There you go. There you go. That's the line. That's the breaking point right there. You want to come to the thing, but you're going to come to the rally wearing a rainbow shirt, first of all, diluting the message. And you're going to say, we can all just get along.
Sorry, man. Speaking of the rainbow shirt, let's just get right into that. You know what I mean? So obviously you anti-homosexual from what I hear.
Well, I'm pro-black family.
That's an easy call on that one. You pro-black family, right? So,
And the only way you can have a black family is a black man and a black woman. There's
Right,
no
I
other
get-
way. We're not going to get a test tube baby. We're
Right.
not going to adopt one.
no, you
we're
know
not
what they
gonna
got?
go
They
to
they
surrogates
they
and
gonna be able to
plant
make a. They're gonna be able to make a man pregnant pretty soon too.
Right.
Seen that.
That's what they said.
I think they already can.
Yeah.
So what outside of just being pro black family, that's the only issue you have with it. I mean, what's your whole stance on it? Because I'm constantly hearing you don't mix no words about it. You politically incorrect with the fag slur and all that shit. So.
I don't say that word. Rogue says that word.
Oh, that's Rogue. Okay.
Now
I
you
saw
gonna
you
throw
on
Rogue
live.
under
He
the
was
bus?
saying it. Okay. My bad. I don't
Yeah,
want
I
to
didn't say
misquote
that
you.
word.
I don't want to misquote you. I don't want to
Well,
misquote
I'll
you.
say why I don't agree with it, because it's in play to destroy the black family and what that means for us. And even before the LGBT quote unquote movements and stuff like that, we knew exactly what the feminist movement, right, and the free love movement of the 60s and 70s, what that came in and did to black families. They convinced black women that they didn't need their man no more.
Mm-hmm.
And you got the likes of, say, Angela Davis, who I hear is, married to a white woman.
Wow.
You don't have to say
I'm
you hear.
just
That's a
saying.
fact. That's a fact.
I'm
Just
saying,
like
right? So,
just-
now you hear her come out of the woodworks when during the election time backing Joe Biden, and we're not gonna side eye that.
You
We're
ain't
not
black
gonna
if you don't
side-eye
vote for
this
Joe
woman who's
Biden.
in the middle of the Black Panther Party fighting, and all of a sudden now you allow this gay movement to come on and not only destroy your people but black families, everything that you claim you were there to build.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, man.
How do we agree with that as black people? I'll say me for sure as a black woman. There's no way that I can or I will align myself with any movement that says the black man is not welcome.
I just feel like it shouldn't be a movement. I feel like being gay shouldn't be a movement. How you choose to have sex or who you choose to have sex with shouldn't be a movement. Is it a movement for people that's practicing bondage? Is it a movement for people that's in the anal sex just with a woman? You know what I'm saying? It ain't no movement for how you like to have sex. So that's some bullshit from the first place. You know what I'm saying? Like, who cares who you sleeping with?
They know that they can use our laws because they're using our civil rights laws that were specifically for black people, right? They're now using it for them. So it's always economic as well.
Right, that's bullshit. That's you calling yourself a minority because of a choice, and you saying it's not a choice, but it is a choice. Just like it ain't I can choose not to wash my ass, right? But I really don't have a choice if I don't want to stink. You know what I mean? So whatever you choose, whatever you doing is a choice. That's an action. That's not something you are.
That they were born this way. They were born this
Yeah.
way.
Well, listen.
Yeah.
Let's think about it like this. If you read Homosexuality and the Feminization of the African Male by Baba Baruti, you'll understand that Greco-Roman European culture has always been homosexual and pedophilia. And the term they use for it is pederasty. Okay? They're men, they're great philosophers that people quote, Plato, Socrates, they all like to have sex with boys. Not women and not men, but boys. And they're great soldiers, the Spartans, when they would kill an enemy, they would, or either wound them greatly, they would sodomize them on the battlefield. And gymnasium means to train naked. That's why I don't like to say I'm going to the gym. It means to train naked, because when they would wrestle naked, and whoever got beat, you get to sodomize the other person. So sex with them has always been decrepit. Pedophilia, homosexuality, and domination. Pedophilia, homosexuality, and domination. It's a dominant thing. If I can outpower you, and if I can defeat you and dominate you, that means I can penetrate you. And I believe it was Plato who said the love between a man and a woman, if you even think about it at all, is far inferior to love between a man and a boy. man and boy love is called pederasty. Just Google it. And this is their whole view on sex. It's about domination and control, and it's homosexual and it's pedophilia. Okay, now let's fast forward to today. The reason that there is a movement, because you say you don't think homosexuality should be a movement. The reason that it is a movement, because it's only one group of people on the planet that haven't been broken completely, and that's Black Africans in America and some Black Africans over on the continent. We haven't been broken, but they know if they can buck break us, if they can buck break our men, if they can get them in dresses and they can get them in lipstick and they can get them to be twerking on Satan's lap like Lil Nas X, then we got
Call
it.
it art.
Sex with them is a tool of domination and control. They don't want any big Black masculine men walking around their corporations. They don't want any big Black men in the public school system that are heterosexual. They don't want any big, it's going to be hard. Did you see what happened with Andrew Gillum and he was almost the governor of Florida?
Right.
And they called him
his wife accepts it.
Yeah, but the Black woman is the one accepting it. We'll get to that later. But what I'm saying is that this is the type of Black man they want. It's not just because they want rainbows everywhere. It's because they didn't have to worry about Bayard Rustin. They caught Bayard Rustin having sex in the car with 3 white boys. They didn't have to worry about James Baldwin. He wasn't going to punch a white person. Right. You didn't have to worry. Once you got these people buck broken and emasculated, they're no threat. So it's not just about the bedroom. It's about if we can get him bent over, we don't have to worry about him. You won't have to worry about him no more. They just did it with is it Kid Cudi?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. So we got to think about it more in terms of military and politics than just bedroom preferences. Because Quincy Jones, a long list of these people, you have to bend in to get in to fit in if you want to get in. But that's why they want you to do that, so they don't have to worry about you. Once you do it, we'd be like, well, how some Black people can have all the money and all the fame? Jamie Foxx. They did what they had to do. Well, why some Black people always catching hell? They wouldn't get down with it.
They wouldn't get down like that.
So that's my view on that. But if you have any follow-up question on that, I'll go into it. But I wanted to understand this is a military political tool. It's not just about bedroom preferences.
Right. You got anything to add, Shamika, to that?
No.
Okay. Well, look, I want to get into the good news. We've been talking about all the fucked up shit for about 45 minutes. So let's talk about building powerful minds. I want to show this real quick, y'all. Hold on. Wrong one.
Oh, BPM is not based on hate. BPM is based on reality. Under capitalism in America, there has always been a strong, concrete, undeniable racial component. They don't come in and say, what's going to be my relationship to the Blacks? They come in and say, how can we make money? How can we pass that money along to our children? And how can we empower ourselves? So BPM's relationship to other races are the same thing, competition.
Man, Sadiq ready for this?
There you go.
Oh, shoot. Oh, good uppercut. Oh,
good.
I told you not to do that. Don't
fall.
Oh.
Keep punching. There you go.
Keep punching. Move.
There you go.
Good.
Good. There you go.
Move. Don't stand in there. Punch now. Move.
Go to power again. There you go.
Oh, he almost connected.
Slip body. Hit body. Slip body.
Keep your eyes open. Eyes open. Hands up.
Damn, boy.
Don't start like that.
Shut up, boy. That's it. Hey, that boy breaking Who been training you, boy?
Breathe now, so breathe. Nobody don't care how hard you get hit. You gotta just get over.
Oh, they gotta go again, because he crying.
Come on.
They gotta go one more minute. You're a man, not a wimp.
Come on. Stop crying.
Dig deep and stand strong. Let's go. The only thing that's gonna save you now is you. Let's go. Bring them in. One more minute. Work.
Hey, don't be scared. Well, I told you. There you go. There you go. Keep doing it. Go ahead. Appreciate it. Straight right. Straight right. There you go. Straight right. Get on. There you go. Keep going. Keep going. Come in that body. There you go. There you go. Nobody. He hurt.
Good work.
Hey, give him the glove. You all right? You did good.
Hey, give him the gloves right quick. My bad, champ. See why you acting like that?
Put the head on my head. Put the head on my head. Go shake his hand. I'm proud of you. You did good. You did good, man.
Man.
Can we get a BPM in LA?
Man, we need one.
Man, let me tell you something. Is that the question? Because I'll go with that question. Where y'all want me to go with this?
No, for real. This BPM is needed like 100% in Los Angeles. Period. Point
Okay.
blank. It's a lot
Well, let me talk. Then I'll give you the answer on that. I wrote a book called The Blueprint for Black Youth Empowerment. BPM in the format that you just saw in that documentary, we ran the program that way for about 10 years. It was focused on youth, and I was going out recruiting everybody's kid that I could get, right? And we had a few good, dedicated Black men and women that were with me, and we were going to recruit. We were going to, even if your parents want shit, we were going to make sure you didn't have to go down that path. And we did that for 10 years, and we impacted multiple generations. And I took young boys, and they are men now with their own families. But you want to know what? We had to change the whole structure and whole approach to BPM. And you want to know why?
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 Because the Black women,
Come on.
the Black single mothers,
don't want their boys beat up.
There's two things in this. The Black single mothers started saying, my son's starting to respect you more than he respect me, and I'm in charge, and he need to know I'm in charge, not you. Nobody's in charge but me. I say, ma'am, it's just natural for boys to look up to men. No.
Right.
They're gonna, they go over your house, they clean up, they do what you say, they have military discipline, but they get over here and I have to call you to make them act right. They should respect me like that. And I'm like, well, before you put them in the program, they were getting arrested. So why you mad that they're listening to me? You just give me a call. And they couldn't stomach it. And the other thing was that the dads who are always absent, as soon as they find out their son is in the program with strong Black men, they say, I don't need no other man raising my son. And the mom say, well, you weren't raising him. That's why I put him in there. But fuck Vern. Now all of a sudden, I got an angry Black deadbeat dad.
Yeah.
Or either arrogant ghetto baby mama. And I don't care about none of y'all. I just want the child. Because I know what to do with him. I can make him a warrior. I can make him a scholar. I can make him what he need to be. Because my daughters are going to need some men. But it was never the children. The children do what I say. I don't have that issue. I don't have to put my hands on them or nothing. But
yeah, they hear that big voice. They see that 300-pound muscular frame. They see you pushing 4-5 plates and shit. You know what I'm saying? What else they gonna do?
Yeah,
shooting them rifles.
You know what? The thing that really make them, because you've been over backwards for them.
Right.
Right.
If you look, I got my two best fighters right now are my little brother who I raised. My mama gave him to me. She basically got the hell out the way, and I raised him. That's Zeke. She got the hell out of my way because I knew what to do. Right now, he worked full time.
I got a 25 daughter.
You broke up.
Huh?
I said,
What she
tell
say?
Zeke I have a 25-year-old daughter. I got his wife. She here.
Oh, we need it because we're having a hard time down here in Duval. And we got to get them together on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, MySpace.
I got a 25-year-old daughter.
Hey, we gotta get them leaked in because it's slim pickings down here. But what I was
ain't
finna
none
say,
here. Not slim. Ain't none.
hey, I feel you on that. I feel bad for our black women.
And I'm cute.
Hey, you are. And we'll
Yes,
talk
you
about
are.
that. We're gonna get to that in a second. Make sure we bring that back up. But let me finish about BPM. Now I'm more focused on the boys that I done brought up to manhood, because now I got a whole group of boys that's grown now.
Right.
And they doing the right thing. They got black women. They work full time. Don't nobody sell dope. Because of Zeke, everybody they starting businesses. But because of Zeke, so many of them want to fight. But I can't blame that on Zeke. But Zeke is a warrior. Zeke is a rare creature. But the one thing I know about it, the boys that I brought up through this BPM thing, they are 100% dedicated to the black God. They ain't worshiping no white Jesus. Black woman, black family, black community, and black manhood. And so we're not so focused on the little kids anymore because the moms have changed. You get a kid with a 35-year-old mom, you might be able to work something. You get a kid with a 27-year-old mom, like you just say, he said it. I done had moms come to me and say, well, why do they have to know how to box? Do you want them to get their ass beat at school and be little wimps? Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we done shifted our focus. The work still goes on, but the parents are the problem.
It's crazy because my young mama was the one had me.
Kids had a problem, right?
What'd you say, Shamika?
Justify why the kid had a problem in the first place? It was always the parents.
It was always the parents, but some bad parents. These the parents I like. They be like, "Oh, you gonna take my son, teach him this stuff, and keep him, and I can go party." I like those parents because at least you get the hell out the way.
Right.
Just get out the way.
No, my young mama was the one pushing me to fight. You know what I mean? In her 20s, she was like, "Don't let nobody put their hands on you."
I can work with a mom like that because what she want. You got some young moms who recognize a man supposed to be strong, a man supposed to be tough, a man supposed to be aggressive. You got some young moms that realize that. But you also got some young moms who want to dress their boys in outfits that match them and take their boys to the salon with them. And you got some young moms who don't get that. Like, this is one thing I say, this is how I know my mama was different from most people's mama. My oldest brother, he got about like 8 years on me. So it was a big gap between us. So when we was kids and I was trying to wrestle him and take him down, there was no way I was going to win.
Right.
But when my mama come in the room, we'll be jumping in the bed acting like we was in a wrestling ring trying to throw each other off the bed. Clearly I was going to lose. But she wouldn't say, stop playing too rough. She would say, get him, T. Get him, T. You can do it. And then when I get my ass thrown off the bed and bust my head on the wall, she'll say, get up, get back up there. You can do it. She wouldn't say, stop playing so rough. Somebody's going to get hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a difference. It's a difference. A lot of these moms are coming up to me saying, you know, he's not, why does he have to do that? And I'm like, because he's a
because he's gonna have to eventually do it in the street one day.
Yeah.
Correct.
He gonna get into a fight at some point.
What woman want a man that can't protect them?
Yeah, no.
So when we talk about protection, you know, fighting is one part, right? But there's also another part of BPM. I want to show a little bit of that. Here we go.
If there's a person who sees a black kid with a gun and automatically has a negative reaction or a cringe, that person has some hang-ups and internal stereotypes that they're dealing with. Because I see pictures of white children with guns every day. They have an entire gun culture. And these are the people that do the massive school shootings. So if it's okay for them to possess guns at an early age, I think it would be okay to teach responsible firearm safety to black children.
Drop back. Keep your hands still. You're shooting too fast. Sight it up first and then fire. Better. Take your time.
Yo. That's some big shit you pumping, boy. What the hell was that?
That was the DP12. That was just like a
Look how he lights up when he talk about it.
You said a BP or DP?
DP12.
DP12.
And it was a double barrel pump action shotgun that I bought. And I only bought it for show. It wasn't some weapons you buy for show, some weapons you buy to go. And it was a novelty gun because it's rare. It has two barrels, and every time every pump action shotgun, you pump, you shoot. But with that DP12, you pump, you shoot twice because it had two barrels. Mm-hmm. So it was like a new invention, and I bought it just to be able to say, you know how it is when you've been poor all your life. You just want to buy some shit to say you're the only one who got it. Right. That was kind of why I bought that DP12. I done went back to basic pump action shotguns now. But back then I was just showing out. But the gun was too complicated for me. Don't let me
pull out my pump action because I got one too.
Well, they say y'all laws is different out there in California because of the Mulford Act. So you better be careful what you pull out and let the people see. Because I don't want Arnold Schwarzenegger. See, I'm in the South. I'm safe. I don't want Arnold Schwarzenegger and all them people.
Arnold Schwarzenegger can't do nothing. They got an essay.
I guarantee you, Arnold Schwarzenegger still connected out there. I guarantee you. But anyway, what's the question?
The kids, man, with the guns, man. You got black kids shooting guns, man, and white people don't like that. Talk about it. White people don't want niggas with guns. You already know. You got these kids already trained to go, man, before they just learn how to tie their shoe, man. And I seen you had one kid picking up a gun bigger than him, man. But you was like, hey, man, put that down. You don't know what you're doing. You know what I'm talking about?
Man, let me tell you something. They had a thing called Columbine. You remember Columbine, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, white supremacist children went and killed indiscriminately. Well, somewhat more discriminately because they had people they wanted to kill, but it was a massive shooting at a school, right? Now, you name me when black kids went and did that.
You can't.
Can't
name it.
Okay. Now, we have a nation where black people have been lynched and castrated, and they'll take the black pregnant woman and cut the baby out of her stomach and slam his head on the rock. What group of people need guns more than black people? Name them.
Can't.
I can't.
Name them. You name them. Okay. Now you got
Asians.
white.
What about Asians? The poor Asians getting bothered.
Hey, wait, I'm gonna go to that next because we're starting up a whole new country. You got white people. You can just go YouTube, but you got white people that have their kids in shooting competitions where they go from a pistol to a shotgun to a rifle. Right? Their kids are well trained.
Early.
And they're watching zombie movies, and you know in the zombie movies, the zombies really represent black people. Y'all know that, right?
Yes.
So, if white people don't want to see black children, I don't really give a fuck what white people think. So that wasn't a good. I ain't gonna frame my thing in that.
Right.
What
That
I'm
was a
saying,
joke, though.
what I'm saying is that black people should be the most pro-gun people on the planet, and I'm just waiting. My oldest daughter's 5 going on 6. She hit 7 or 8. It's time to go shoot. They already learning push-ups, sit-ups, squats.
Yeah.
They already learning boxing. They already learning boxing. They already can throw a mean leg kick. They already know that nobody should touch them but me and their mom. They already know the basics of self-defense and tell daddy anything. I'm already starting them down the road. I just don't want to put the gun in their hand so they can handle the recoil. And that's coming up real soon for Journey because she's tough as hell. So, yeah, it should be, nobody on earth should be more pro-gun than black people.
Any resistance
Now,
from
don't
the
get me
parents
mixed
about
up. Wait. Don't get me mixed up with Corleone Nowhere and none of these so-called black 2A people because they're a bunch of Uncle Toms that want to be buddied up with European, and that's bullshit.
Yeah.
The law don't apply to us the same way. The law don't look at us the same way. They're not our brothers. They're not our allies. They'll never be. I slap Corleone Nowhere. He's not even the foundation of Black America.
I don't even know what that is.
Well, Google him. And I slap this guy, Maj Touré. He called Black Guns Matter. I slap him tomorrow. I will slap these people. They're not really tough. That's why they want guns. I would rather we just fight this shit out because nobody won't die. But since Urugu got guns, we got to have them.
Right.
But you got a group of black people who think they're friends with the white Second Amendment people that stormed the Capitol. Them not your friends.
Right.
Anyway, I don't like Joe Biden, but that don't mean I like Donald Trump.
Exactly.
Right.
All right. So what's the
so the question is any resistance from the parents about the gun training?
No, I started my son late. I started him at 13. He's 16 now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I seen him in action.
She's one of those good parents. She one of those, but this is the thing now. And you can ascertain this by what people post and what they do. Because I see some black women on Instagram and how they approach their boys and how they deal with them. They're not trying to make them effeminate, right? It's a few of them like her. And these are the kind of black women we need. They want the men to be masculine. They want the men to be warriors. They want the men, that's what they expect. See, but that's been once Francis Cress Wilson is gone. Once they get rid of Shahrazad Ali, we in trouble.
Who we got?
Because what I'm saying, they trying to eliminate that. We got one sister in BPM, a young sister, and a lot of women who wasn't raised with that, they don't understand that. So
I wasn't raised that way. I would say if you
wasn't raised with a strong black man around?
No, I was raised by a single mother. Period. I don't know nothing about a father. Period.
So how you figure you want your black son to be strong, aggressive, dominant, independent, protector, provider, and not wearing skinny jeans and not twerking and don't listen to Lil Nas X? How you figure?
But I figure that because nature. I'm built different. I think that, you see things around you and it just doesn't agree with your spirit. Even when he was little, I have a coworker would come over sometime and little boys, he's like 5 and he would be crying for something. And I'll be like, be quiet. And he'll just be crying. I'll get in his face like this and I'll say, stop breathing. Don't let a tear fall. And she used to be like, oh my God, Mika, don't do that. Let him cry. I'm like, he's a boy. Stop crying all the time.
You know what that remind me of? That's what that remind. I'll tell you what that remind me of. And I had to realize that all black people don't come from the same bloodlines or the same tribes, right? Some of us, if you watch the 1804 movie and you study the Haitian Revolution, those warriors were trained by their moms. You had some women that trained their boys to be warriors. You also had some tribes that snitched and sold black people. And so I think this goes back to the blood. It's differences in blood. And so you got the blood. My mama had the blood. You got the same blood as my mama and my wife. I realized that my wife was different and her mom is different. When I went to the first family thing they were having, I went. And one of her cousins, she got a bunch of cousins, they Q dogs, they rowdy as hell. And one of them wanted to challenge me. And I'm used to women being like, no, not here, not now. But her and her mama was like, come on, you better win. You know what I'm saying? It's different bloodline. Some black people went along with slavery. Some black people fought like hell. And till this day, like your man say, some of us descend from the fighters, and some of us descend from the submissive ones. And the way that you just handled your child, and you have a son. Hey, I tell dudes all the time, my daughters can whoop his ass. They have little sons. They scared to come up and shake their hand. You see how I got Sage and said, say hi. Right? They got little sons that scared to come up and scared to I'm like, man, my daughter can whoop his ass. Right? But I think it goes, a lot of that, like you just said, you didn't have the strong black male, but it all goes back to bloodlines, because that reminds me of my mom. One time I called her when I was in college in Iowa. I said, Mom, they ain't even letting us come home for Thanksgiving. It's cold up here. I hate it. She said, hey, you went up there on a scholarship. You're going to finish what you started. Do what the hell you got to do. I was lying because I was coming home the next day. I just wanted to see what she was. I just wanted to see what she was going to say. And when I walked in the house the next day, she went crazy, hugging me and kissing me, But at the point of when I was telling her I hate it, she was like, complete your mission.
Right.
And so I believe that goes back to bloodline.
I agree. I don't do weenies. I don't play that crying thing. I actually showed him this video yesterday because my son plays football, like I said, too, high school football, of this student yesterday where they pushed him up into a locker with bananas and shit hanging all up in it and was like, if you don't get in, I'll break your knees or I'll break your legs. And I was showing him that. I said, if someone ever said that, then they just going to have to try to break your legs. And I mean, try to break them. You're not going to go down and let nobody break you. You know, but I'll be damned if someone ever get at you in this way and be like, well, if you don't, I'm going to do. Well, guess what? We about to get out. I don't care if it's 10 of them, 5 of them, 2 of them. You take that.
All right, we're gonna take a call, y'all. Somebody want to tap in.
All right.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press.
Welcome to Apartment 107. You live.
Yeah, I guess I just want to know, to the gentleman with the mohawk, I guess.
That's Vernon Jackson. Bro. What's your name?
Vernon Jackson. My name Ron.
What up, Ron?
So I guess my question is, what is the point of raising kids to be savages? What do you think they're gonna benefit out of that? Because what has it benefited out of? What have niggers benefited so far from acting like goddamn garboons? I just want to know that answer. If I can get the answer to that, then I'd be happy. Because I mean, it's been hundreds of years of acting like monkeys. So what's the real answer?
Hey man, can we go to a serious question, bro?
All right, so you got to get a better question, or we're going to have to let you go, bro.
You say, excuse me?
He don't want to answer that question. So if you don't have a better question,
I thought so.
Well,
okay.
Sounds like I wanted to call in for a little.
Well, let me talk to this. I think this is a white person. He probably trying to pretend. What's his name?
His name is Rome.
Hey, Rome. What's up, buddy?
He disconnected.
Oh yeah, because that was a troll.
Clearly a troll, because how did you get savages from that? And what a part of black men learning to protect themselves, their families, their parents, their neighborhood, their communities is savagery?
I mean, you want me to tell him to call back? Are you good? We moving on.
The only way he can call back if he gonna have to identify.
Call back, Ron. Call back, Ron. We gonna answer your question.
Wrong sound like
sorry to interrupt what we had going on, but yeah,
That
man,
was.
you know,
I'm pretty sure that was a white troll. Was it Rome spelled Rone?
Rome, like the great empire,
Oh,
like the
Rome.
great white
Oh
empire.
yeah, okay, that makes
right there,
perfect
you
sense.
said you saw kids eating like monkeys. Where you saw kids eat like monkeys? Who's this?
You saw kids acting like monkeys. Oh, I guess she's asking about what he said. What you saw kids acting like monkeys?
He saw kids that were learning self-defense, martial arts, gun safety, and how to properly shoot, acting like monkeys.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, man, that's how some people gonna see it though. Everybody ain't gonna see it the same way. You know what I'm saying? That's why I know, you know, he dealing with resistance from the parents. You know what I'm saying? Because you teaching kids self-defense, but then, you know, you got kids that's getting hit. You got kids that's crying. Like the kid that's crying. Like, whatever happened with him? You know what I'm saying? I know that was years ago. Did he ever grow up to be a warrior? A savage? What is he looking like today?
The kid that was crying actually had a dad. And so he didn't have no way out. That's why I told him, ain't nobody gonna snatch you out of this. Ain't nobody gonna save you but you. And as men, we gotta realize that. Okay? When these fucking bills due, and your daughters are saying they need $50 to go on a field trip, and they telling you, or somebody at that front door who ain't supposed to be there late at night, ain't nobody gonna deal with this but you. Yep. You got to deal with it. Yep. I don't care if you're tired. I don't care if you don't even think you can handle it. You better find a way to deal with it because you're going to be under stress. You're going to be under fear. If you're going to be a father, you know how stressful that is?
Yeah. Right. That's what I tell my lady. I'm like, man, whatever on the other side of that door, I'm willing to kill or die for it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying?
That's easy. That's easy when you got a Desert Eagle. I pay $300 a week in daycare aside from the regular bills. So I don't just have to worry about the first of the month. I have to worry about the first of the week. If ain't no money coming in and I work for myself, do you hear me? You ever work for yourself? We want $300 a week. What that average out to a month? That average out to more than my mortgage.
$1,200.
Okay, that's more than my mortgage. That's about the same as my mortgage. So if you can't deal with pressure, if you can't deal with accountability, you finna fold.
I think we got Rome back on the line. Rome, you there? Rome. Okay. My bad, man. We're going to move on from that.
So is that a part? So also part of that is, you know, a lot of these black men, unfortunately, like you said, have been raised by single black women. They have not had any type of male energy around. Mama, you know, either partying or allowing him to walk around in her heels when he little, not correcting it, picking up the sister's baby doll when he all kids do that. They little, they don't know no better. I ain't never, and I will say my son's father has never, ever allowed my son to do that. My son tried that one time. We were in the garage. He was probably 4. My shoes was sitting like in a corner. He put them on his daddy was like, come here. Got up in his face. Don't you ever. Little. Right here.
D Wade said he used to do it, so it was cool.
I ain't never had that problem with my son again. And he was like 4 or 5 years old.
Hey, sis, D Wade said he used to do it, so he wasn't tripping when Zion started doing it.
That's a whole other problem.
He said that shit.
There's certain things in my house that are not allowed. My daughter, 25 years old, a total girly girl. My son is all boy. Period. Masculine. And he likes it.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
He tells me I'm the man of the house. Mom, when you leave, don't be locking up guns. What if somebody come up in here? He takes martial arts. You know,
stop talking about your boy. You live in California. How old your son is?
He just turned 16 last month.
Oh, it's time for him to move to Florida, specifically Jacksonville. It's time for him to come to MVP.
And let me tell you, he a big dude. He's when people see him, especially with football and stuff like that, they be like, who he play for? Some people call him 6'12" or 6'11". They got these nicknames. They like, this nigga is just gonna be big. He's a big dude. He has a lot of aggression he needs to get out. He's a big kid.
Well, what you got to do with him is this. Sports in corporate America are really, really great ways to break a black man.
But he's
in
not,
sports,
he plays, let me say this, Vern, he plays sports. It's not something he'd be like, oh, I want to go to the NFL. He's also book smart.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm getting at right now. What I'm getting at is that when he gets to college, the European trains their daughters to capture black men. That European.
You already know that. No. We don't play
Hey, you gotta listen to me now, because I'm the only one in this conversation that's been a black man on a Division I scholarship at a big white college.
How you know?
No,
I wouldn't know, but you don't know that. I'm gonna go ahead.
I think
based on statistics. They train that. See, a lot of us training our daughters to be strong, independent black women. That's why the men can't deal with it.
I was raised that way.
But they training their daughters to be submissive, laugh at their jokes, wash their clothes, write their essays for them. I was at Iowa. I saw it. This is how the white girls get the black men. Take them home for the weekend, wash their clothes, do their homework for them, bake them some cookies, introduce them to dad. Dad don't even like black people, but he play football. Okay, I love him now because he play football. They train their daughters. White girls don't go to college to get degrees. They go to college to get a husband. Now, they're very happy if they can get that business major, that accounting major, but they're even more happy if they can get that athlete that may go on to the next level. And they're not teaching their daughters to be strong, independent white women. They're teaching their daughters, this is how you keep a man. You cook for him, you wash his clothes. You know, this is what he needs you to do. So the black boy go over here, and the black girl saying, boy, I ain't finna do that. You better do it. And the white girl saying, you want me to bake? I'll pick you up from practice. Is your ankle sore? I'll put some ice on your ankle. Because they being raised, they don't have to be strong, independent white women. They can go back home to daddy and just work for the family business if they need to. They came to college to find a man. They being raised in a different way. And not only that, they treacherous with it, because if the black boy decide he don't want them, he might have a rape case in the morning. But what I'm saying is that your son got to know that as an athlete, that's what they're going to want him to do. And if he goes into the corporate scene, they're going to want him to be Andrew Gillum. They do not want you being strong, masculine, and independent. And so just tell them that.
Speaking of that, just, I'll say 3 weeks or so ago, I think I was telling Suge about this. He was at practice, regular football practice. The cheerleaders are on their own, you know, doing their practice. And as practice is over, the athletes are leaving, and two of his friends yelling at two other girls, Hispanic girls, across the way, and was like, hey, can I have your number or your IG? No, can me and my friend have your phone number or your IG? And a male, he's not a coach, but was out there, comes over and is like, hey, get over here. Don't say nothing. That's sexual assault. Asking for a phone number?
Yep.
Mind you, the girls were not black. So my son, when I picked him up from practice, he's telling me the story. He's like, hey, Mom, I walked up to the girl and I was like, hey, why you tell him that's sexual assault asking for your phone number? And she was like, I didn't say nothing, he did. And so he was telling me about it. And I was like, well, I hope your friends, you know, talk to their parents. They need to come up there and check this fool for even saying some stuff like that.
Who told him it was sexual assault?
It wasn't a coach, but it's like not an assistant coach, but he'd be out there helping. So when the boys yelled that out to the girls, he was like, y'all get over here. And they walked, he's like, don't be saying nothing to him. That's sexual assault. And I was like, what?
But guess what? The man who said that is a good man. Because if they're not black, that is sexual
and he
assault.
wasn't black either. He wasn't black.
Well, guess
either.
what? I'm telling you right now, with non-black women, rape and sexual assault is whatever they say it is.
Right.
Look at Bill Cosby. If you look at my book in trap number 5, you should not go near a non-black woman. Every time you risk the chance of being alone with a non-black woman, you risk a rape charge. I have seen white women come home from the bars, because in Iowa City, where I went to college, they didn't have clubs. They had bars. It was like a club. I have seen them come home drunk with black boys, drag the black boy into their dorm, do all the kind of stuff they want to do with the black boy, wake up in the morning embarrassed about what they did, and now it's rape. You shouldn't talk to these white women. You shouldn't holler at them. You shouldn't catcall them. You shouldn't try to touch them. Put it like this. We had a talk with my freshman year. They had a black psychologist come in and talk to us. He said, no means no. And a drunken yes still means no. So if they tell you yes and they're drunk, that's still not consent. That's the best way to do it.
So what do you tell our interracial brothers and sisters? You know what I'm saying? They got mixed parents. If you got a black boy, they got a black daddy and a white mama. What are you supposed to do?
That goes back. Well, I mean, you look at LaMelo Ball and LeVar Ball.
Right.
That goes back to the destruction of black civilization. It talks about the mulatto problem. I don't have to deal with mulattoes, because mulattoes have been the greatest tool against black empowerment in the history. If you read the book. And it's just not my problem. So if you decide to go lay up with a white woman and make confused dads and mixed children, that's your problem. That's not my problem. It's not my job to instruct them. It's not my job to try to tell them. That's your problem.
So a mixed kid wouldn't be eligible for the BPM?
A mixed BPM is for black people.
Right. So if somebody has a white mama and a black daddy, that's not black.
No, that's mixed.
Okay.
What if they identify as all black?
When I mix my pit bulls with my Presa Canarios, I can't sell them as pit bulls and I can't sell them as Presa Canarios. I have to sell them as what they are, a cross. So why would you ask a question like that?
I mean, because we all mixed to some degree anyway. You know what I mean? That's just a fresh mix.
My mom is black. My daddy is black. My grandparents both are black on both sides. Who mixed?
I mean, shit. We mixed with something. Your last name Jackson. Mine's Pearson.
No, that doesn't mean I was mixed with nothing. That just means I was purchased. Like, I had some people that was purchased. That doesn't mean I was mixed.
I mean, it don't mean that, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, have you done a 23andMe? You done the DNA? You know you ain't got no European nowhere up in you?
No, I haven't done 23andMe, but I did my mama and me, my daddy and me.
Right.
My daddy, mama, and daddy. My mama, and daddy.
That's I'm saying somewhere in the bloodline there's going to be some European somewhere, more than likely.
No. Somewhere in the bloodline is going to be a bunch of African.
True that. But it's going to be a European one part in that motherfucking mix too. You know what I mean?
How you know people, have you done a 23andMe on me?
No, I ain't done it on you, but most people that do
it
is always.
It's European in me?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying more than likely.
Yes, you are.
I don't know what's in you.
In the bloodline, it's gonna be some European in you.
More than likely. More than likely.
Well, no, that's not based on whose stats.
Based on the stats that most people that do a 23andMe, European always comes up in the mix.
Well, I don't know who most people you looking at, but
most black people. Most black people.
I got a black mama and a black daddy, a black grandma and a black granddaddy on both sides. That's good enough for me. But I'm just saying, if it is 1/8 of a European, 8 generations back, what the fuck that got to do with me?
All right, we got a call from Jacksonville. Hold up.
Oh shit! I hope it's a good call.
All right. Somebody named Brittany. Brittany, welcome to Apartment 107. You live.
Hey, Vern.
Hey, what's up?
You know that's a good call. You already know that's a good call.
Oh, that's not Yusi?
Yes.
Oh, that's the next Shahab Ali.
Okay, so basically, he's saying that, yes, it's me. So, don't do me. But listen, right about now, he's saying basically when you do 23andMe, it's going to show European. But what you're saying is if you got a black mom and a black dad, there is no room for you to be confused on what side you're on.
That's right.
I agree with that too.
I agree with that too.
Hold on, we getting the feedback. Hold up.
Yeah, I'm kind of lagging. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, so basically, we understand.
Is her mic off?
No, go ahead.
You want me to come back in?
No, go ahead. You good? Go ahead.
See, it's still going back in. What I'm trying to say is, what you're saying is that, yeah, if we do 23andMe, and it's gonna show like 12% European, all that stuff. Because everybody who do that, I feel like they be lying because they put like 12 to 15% on everybody for one.
Okay.
And two, it's a lot of basically what Vern is trying to say is, break it down nice and easy. When you have a white mom or a white dad and a black parent, you're gonna be confused on whose side you want to stand on when that day comes.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Because if my mom white and my dad is black and the police shoot my dad, and my mom doesn't help the situation, because it was a situation like that where it was a black man and a white lady, and she didn't defend him. She didn't help him out. So who you gonna pick? Is you gonna help your mom or you gonna help your dad?
Just like the guy who just got murdered. He got a white mama, right? The dude in Minnesota. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Does that make him? He not black? We're not looking at him like black.
He's not black. He's not black.
It depends on what side he chose.
No, it don't depend.
It depends on what side he chose. I don't know for sure what side he was on.
This is what we got to understand. That European,
he's not black. He's mixed.
There we go.
Okay.
So they're really against the two people.
Okay.
Now what y'all got to understand is that Brittany, that's the wife of one of my BPM soldiers that came up through the program, and they are in lockstep. So when I found out it was her, I let my guards down because I already knew she wasn't gonna try to fight me. But this is the thing about it. That European that told us this one drop rule for so long that we feel like if you got any black anywhere, then we got to accept you as black. That's a damn lie. They made that one drop rule to keep their race pure.
Right.
So all they want women to know, if you go off and sleep with an N-word, then your bloodline is tainted henceforth. If there's one drop of Negro in you, we're going to count you as a Negro. Right. Now, we done took it, talking about if you have this or 1/4 of that, we got to accept you as black. Hell no.
The dominant gene. Don't you? The dominant gene. We the dominant gene.
Fuck that. Like she just said, you confused. Now look, check this out. Mr. Host. Where's the host?
I'm about to try to stop her feedback. I'm SB Global, bro. SB, go ahead. I hear you.
Yeah, you confused.
If my great grandma was raped by a European, so you telling me I got 3% European DNA? I hate that European, and I hate that 3% even worse.
And the thing is, our ancestors did not get pregnant by them willingly. It was always a rape.
And most of them didn't get pregnant at all. It's like some of us want European in us. Well, somewhere down the line.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Wait, not just that, or Indian. I got Indian in my family.
Right. That was the game.
Somewhere down the line. Bruh, how you know? Well, I just looked at my mama and my daddy. They wasn't white. I looked at their mama and daddy. They wasn't white. I looked at their mama and daddy. Well, somewhere down the line, it sounds like you just want some wife.
Right.
Oh, here go Bigot. Yeah. Here go the Bigot again. Is this the same?
Bigot, call in, man. Call in, because you got a lot to say. So just call in, man. 323-212-5212.
Can I take a restroom break real quick?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm going to play a video.
You got another video?
Hey, man. I don't. Hey, you know what? I do actually. Here we go.
Oh, I done dropped my light. I'll be right back. Keep it straight. If I say stop, that means I need a break. I might come up there and get some water. All right, here we go. Ready? Now you have to remember, Dr. Martin Luther King was the king of nonviolence. He was a pacifist, he was an integrationist, a threat to the system, and they killed him, right? Not because he was gonna hurt anyone. He was a loving minister. They blew his head off. And it's because he was able to get large numbers of people, black people, organized, even if it was for the wrong cause. They viewed him as a threat. Some white people don't want to see black people get organized. They don't want us to know our true history. They like us being the butt of jokes. And then when you add to that the image of strong, intelligent, independent thinking young black males and are black first, they see it as separatist or reverse racist. But when a strong black professional comes in and teaches the same principles to black people, it ruffles a lot of feathers.
I got like 50 people on the back. I think I did see that. You posted that thing up, huh? Oh no, that was y'all.
Put the sign up. Left over right. Show them how to do it, son.
Left over right, baby.
Left over right, just like that, Sherm. Put the sign up before I punch you in your face.
Bring us back to our destination safely. We thank you for this time, for this fellowship with our brothers. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Wait. Everybody stay right here.
Oh, look at that big old gun.
Now remember, let's go back over this because we cannot afford to have an incident.
That gun too big old,
Y'all know it's a lot of people cheering against BPN. Pay attention. Unless you are getting ready to shoot, your finger does not go inside that. It goes nowhere near that trigger. It goes here. You grab the gun and you keep it here. This is trigger discipline. If you are on target, watch out, Andrew. If you are on target, then your finger can come in there as you prepare to shoot. Other than that, your finger is here. We've been over all this, but I'm just reiterating this because we done had some close calls before. All right?
And we back. Yeah, buddy.
Man, you keep going back to them guns.
Hey, that nigga light up like a Christmas tree when he see a big old gun, don't he? Oh man. But look, so
go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, man, I'm not in disagreement with you about somebody being black, but like you say, we have been told that one drop. You know what I mean? And we've been told that by blacks, by our parents. You know what I'm saying? By our elders that, you know, any.
Yeah, we also been told by our elders if we go vote Democrat, that'll solve our problems.
Yeah, that was
some
wrong.
Stuff we just gotta break off. We gotta break off from, man.
It was wrong.
And I don't have no problem breaking off from it because, look, man, once you had to wrestle with your spirituality and your spiritual beliefs, you know, I was raised Pentecostal Christian. You couldn't tell me that all the angels wasn't white. Yeah. And once you had to wrestle with that, you can let go of anything. And so, because our parents said, go vote Democrat, or a lot of our parents don't like guns. I don't have black people tell me, what you need all them guns for? I don't have no problem doing it. Hey, man, if you go in my bathroom, I got 2 bathrooms in my house. It's a total of 10 books between them 2 bathrooms. It's going to be books everywhere because as soon as you sit down on that toilet, instead of doing Facebook, you need to be reading. And once you do the reading, the answers will be clear. Just read. Just read. Just do the reading. And it won't be so hard for you to say, hey, we've been voting Democrat for 50 motherfucking years. We're still at the bottom of the economic ladder. Maybe that's not the key to what we need to do. You see what I'm saying?
When did you awake
Yeah,
from
but
the
you have a
Democratic
lot of
dream?
black people that feel like if the Democratic Party is working for them, meaning self, right, then I'll galvanize a bunch of other black people, although I know it's not going to do anything for us as a group. It's helping me, right? So they can't see the force
I'm gonna go with
because we have a lot of individualism.
He said, when did you break up from the Democratic dream? When I was at the University of Iowa, when I got done playing football because I got injured, I was doing student government. I majored in political science. I was being exposed to a lot of stuff I had never seen before, coming from the hood, doing an all-black high school. The closest thing I saw to a foreign person was a Haitian. That's another black African. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when I got to Iowa and I started reading and I started studying, I already didn't like police because police are the most overt manifestation of white supremacy. I wanted black people to be in power. But what I'm saying is that when you get to these colleges and they teach you this liberalism, they teach you that minorities. That's the first problem right there.
Right there.
Dr. Claude, blow that out the roof.
You're the only non-minority.
Yeah, you're a minority, so you got to be a liberal. But, bro, I'm going to just tell you how bad liberalism is. I got 3 daughters, right? The oldest one is 5. The youngest one is 11 months. I was in the class with a bunch of liberal white people they call themselves anarchists. And they were telling me that Huey Newton and the Panthers, and you have to be a liberal and you have to be a socialist and you have to be a leftist and a progressive, and this is how black people. You know what one of these so-called liberals said?
What they say?
She said that a woman ought to be able to eliminate her parasite whenever she feels like it. I said, what do you mean by parasite? Like she got an infection? She said, no, a pregnancy is a parasite.
Oh, what?
Oh, yeah. She said a pregnancy is a parasite.
Damn.
Because you have a living being inside of you that's getting all their nutrients off of you. So she called the baby in the womb a parasite. That's not African.
Not at all.
At all.
In our culture, without reading no books, we talk to the baby in the womb. We rub the stomach. We try to go. We see if it's kicking. We're not saying that's your parasite. You can kill it whenever you feel like it. That's when I knew liberalism was going too far. I said this liberalism. Huh?
And how they pushed abortion in our communities.
We got
on every corner. Here in California, Vern, you can find a Planned Parenthood literally probably every block.
Same here in Florida.
Welcome to apartment 107. You live. Who's this?
This is Big T.
Who is this?
69.
69. Oh, okay. This big 69 right here, Vern.
Oh, okay.
What's up, bro? What you got to add, bro?
Well, the only thing that I really have to say, because like earlier in the segment, how you referred to the Bible, and what I had pointed out is that's from stolen legacy from the African people. And someone else commented about, well, it's a contradiction if you read if you believe everything you read in books. Now, the Bible that is used today was canonized by Europeans, and that's what pretty much the whole world uses as the standard as to what's right and what's wrong as far as it comes to Christianity. Now, when you do the studying in history, by our great teachers like Dr. John Henry Clark, Amos Wilson, and the others, and you relate it to what has historically happened to the African people from other races, as well as what's happening still to this day, or whatever. It's not a contradiction because you can see the direct correlation between what they were speaking about and what they were talking about and their time and studying of coming up into what we're dealing with nowadays.
Okay, so you say that to say what, bro?
Well, you told me, you asked me to call in, so I figured you had a question for me. So I'm making my point.
Okay.
I'm making my point
as
to the reason why I said this.
Okay.
So, and the reason why I said, some of the comments that you have made, to me, seems like either one, you're just playing devil's advocate, or two, you haven't done any real research yourself,
right?
As far as the history.
That was a Russian judgment on your behalf, because I'm not religious. I do know the Bible to some degree, and I know what the Bible says. So I was just quoting what the Bible said, not saying that that's what I go by, or that's what I study, or that's my religious beliefs.
I gave 2 reasons.
Go ahead.
So don't feel attacked. I just gave 2 reasons. I said either or. So I didn't know. So that's why
I just want to make sure
it's answered it.
Right. I'm just making it plain for you that I'm not a religious believer in the Bible. I do reference the Bible, but no, I'm not.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay,
but
so that's
but the other part of it is, like I said, either you're unstudied. So you said that, and I'm not trying to attack it. I'm just saying, it's great that you're giving this platform for people to speak out, people to learn, people to no,
I know that the Bible is a derivative of ancient religions from Africa. I'm very aware of that, sir. So no, I'm studied. I know that for a fact. So I just quote the Bible because I just use it as a reference, because that's what most people go off of.
I got you.
Go ahead.
And I just appreciate Vern for tying it back in, with a lot with our ancestors and our elders who have laid out the blueprint for us to recognize and know who our known enemy is, because that's why we keep having these same situations time again, and why we keep being manipulated by the same things, because as a whole, a lot of us don't know who our real enemy is, and that's why we have directed thinking.
Now, we ought to talk about that.
That's all I got, so I'll get off the line.
That's a
you ain't got to run off, bro. You ain't got to run off. We family, bro.
Yep.
But when you say stuff like unstudied, you know what I'm saying? You know that's like a shot.
That's an insult. That's an insult.
I know I got it. That's why I didn't know. So that's why I said either devil's advocate or when I said unsteady, I didn't mean one way or the other, whether it was with the Bible or with our African history and heritage. But I'm gonna jump off because I'm actually at the gym right now.
Okay. All right. Thanks for calling.
He did make a good point. That unstudied, man, that's just an insult. But he did make a good point. Let me plug my laptop in because my battery getting low.
Yeah. So we actually go ahead.
I will say I was unstudied. I really just started tapping in. I started. I think Trayvon Martin, then Mike Brown situation.
Right, and that's what kind of opened me up to. That's what opened me up to.
Yeah.
2015 is when I kind of, start opening my eyes a little bit.
That's when those situations happened. Then I started, seeing different people speak and talking about certain books. That's when I dove into it. So I'm new, to it too. But I'm glad, not that those children had to die the way that they had to do, but I'm glad that it affected me the way that it did and woke me up to the fact that, we don't have any allies. Ain't no brown brothers and sisters and all that. I looked around during those times and I saw we had. None of these people ever stood up and still do not stand up for us today. Now my whole mindset has changed. People can call me what they want to, but my allegiance is black. Everything I speak of, post, whatever, is going to be black. I don't have the desire in my bones, in my soul to call some other group my brothers and sisters and all that stuff. I honestly don't care if they don't want to talk to me. If I'm around them, I don't care. I used to care. Because I was taught that, God wants us to love. Jesus just wants you to love. Those are, we all come in different shades, but we all the same and all this stuff. Yet those people don't look at me as the same.
Hey, we're going to take one more call. Caller, you live. Welcome to Apartment 107. Caller.
Yeah.
Welcome to Apartment 107. Who's this?
Yeah, this is D-Mac. I got a question.
What's up, D-Mac?
Now, we're going to go all the way back to when he said that a person that is half black and white is confused.
That's what he said.
And also he said that the drop theory. So let me ask you a question. See, I have a half-breed brother. So
What he said?
He got a half-breed brother.
He's half black and white.
At least you recognize that he's a half-breed. Go ahead.
No, he's black in my eyes. I just said that.
No, you just said he's a half-breed. So what? No. You just said he's a half-breed. So is he a half-breed?
So let me ask you.
Nah, what you called him? What you called him?
Okay, so when the police is on his ass, they're not calling him a half black, half white.
Okay. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? When the police on my ass, they calling me a drug dealer. I'm a lawyer. I'm not going by what the police say, but what's true. You just called him a half breed. Yeah. Forget what the police say. What did you say?
But how is he confused?
Who confused? Yeah, he can't be confused. Because when things go down, who's white? Wait a second. Who's white? His mama or his daddy? Wait. Who's white? His mama or his daddy?
His mama. His mama white.
His mama white?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so when black people get to fighting white people, who he gonna help?
He gonna help his black brothers. Who do you think he's gonna help?
He gonna help his
mom. So he gonna fight his own mama?
Man, if
he gonna help his mama.
He will. No, his mother ain't gonna be involved in it. First of all,
yes, she is. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. Everybody gonna be involved. Look at that. There you go. That's your answer, man.
So you still answer my question. So again, how is he confused?
Cause who he gonna help? Is he gonna fight his mama?
Is he gonna fight his mother? Well,
yeah, that's my question.
Well, no,
yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? No, you asked me a question. You said, how is he confused? So I'm asking you, is he going to fight his mama? If you're going to answer the question, I'm looking for a simple yes or no. Is he going to fight his mama?
No, I know one thing. He went against his mama.
Is he going to fight his mama?
This brother still ain't going to let me fucking talk.
You said he went against his mama when? He went against his mama when?
Remember, he came to stay with my dad. He chose his father over his mother.
Okay, well, if he chooses his black side, then he's not confused.
But you said all of them confused. So let me ask you, did you not? I got some more questions. Did you not? Okay, so you went to Iowa. What college you went to?
I went to the University of Iowa.
Okay, all right. So why you didn't go to a black college? Why you chose to go to a white powerhouse school instead to a black college and play football?
Why you call it a powerhouse school?
Because come on, bro. I played football my damn self. I know Iowa was a powerhouse. So
then you already know the answer to your dumbass question. I was just like every other black kid who wanted to go to the NFL, so I chose to go to the biggest, most prestigious college that'll give me a chance to go pro. That's why I went. You already know the answer to your dumbass question.
Right. Okay. But you're so pro-black. So let me ask you this. So when did you decide to be so pro-black? When is all this happening?
As I did the reading. Have you? Wait a second. Hey! I got him. As I did the reading, but like I just said, I I came from the hood just like a lot of black kids, just dreaming of going to the NFL. So you go to the college where you think you get you the best chance to go to the NFL. That ain't no lie.
Right.
I hadn't read Dr. Chancellor Williams back then.
No, but what I'm just curious about, because it seems like to me, it's like do you hate white people? Because it seems like to me you do.
Do you?
Do you love them?
I don't love them, but I know how to deal with them.
Okay then. Why you asking me this?
Know how to deal with them.
Wait, Miss, hey, let's let me talk to him. Why you? Hey, let me ask you a question. Are you white? Let me ask you a question. Are you white? Are you white?
I'm more nigga than you are.
So why you worried about how I feel about white people?
Why? Because I'm just curious where all this coming from.
No, I'm trying to figure out.
Why aren't you more worried about how we love black folks?
Yeah, I got a black host. I got Sugar Black Global. I got nice, but it means nice, nasty. All black people on the thing, and you black. Why you worried about how I feel about white people?
No, man, the reason why I'm asking you all this stuff because
No. Tell me why are you concerned? Are you trying to protect white people?
No, I'm not trying.
Then why are you asking me how I feel about white people?
Because I'm just curious.
Call Crystal. Go ahead.
I want to know what caused you to be the person that you are. Why are you like that? What happened?
God, that's how I was born. I'm a warrior for my people.
So when you was out there in Iowa, was you looking at your white your white teammates like that too?
Yeah, I told them that the world would be a better place if white people never left Europe.
And that's what you told them?
Yeah, and I told them that how you gonna be mad at Michael Vick when y'all go out there and shoot deers and cut their head off and hang it on the wall? I said that at Iowa. So what the fuck is your? Why you worry about white people so much? You got a white woman?
No.
So why you so worried about white people?
Because he got a half white brother.
Oh, okay. My bad. Yeah, you're right. Thanks for reminding me. Next caller.
You know what? You seem like to me when somebody trying to challenge you, you want to get loud and all that good shit.
You ain't challenged me, man. I just don't know why I'm black. I just don't know. Let me ask you something. Hey.
I'm curious about where this train of thought, all this stuff is coming from. Because you was
all right. Hey, let's do it like this. Hey, I'm gonna go back.
Let me finish. You was out there in the trenches playing football with white people. You went to a school, Iowa, where the majority of the motherfuckers out there is white. You live around white people.
I live with white people on the farm.
My thing is, and then you also went to the NFL, so you saying all that.
No, I didn't go to the NFL. I got injured. I went to law school with more white people.
Okay, congratulations. Congratulations on that. But what I'm saying is, my question is the reason why I was asking you this. It's not the fact do I love white people. They don't have nothing to do with it. You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm pro-black.
They do because you fight for them on this call.
Let him go. I want to hear what he got to say. Go ahead.
You hear no fight. You hear me saying nothing. Oh man, you shouldn't treat white people like that. I'm questioning him about that.
I mean, the thing is, I mean,
no. Hey, Sugar. I want to hear him conclude his own conclusion.
Okay, go
ahead, brother.
No, I'm done. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, where would your stance be if you had a brother from your mother that was mixed with white? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
I asked my mama, why the hell you laying up with white men? Yeah, my mama told me before I went to college, she said, you're going to Iowa. Don't you bring back no zebra kids.
White woman, yep.
Right, and I feel that. But some things you can't control though, right? So he couldn't control how it's
controlled it.
Right, but he couldn't control what his parents decided to make.
Well, I don't care about that. But what I want to know is everything he done called me up. He didn't say, how can we economically empower the black community? He didn't say, how can we get these stores out of the hands of Asians into black people's hands? Right. He didn't say, how can we get black people to not be getting shot by the police every day? He said, why do you feel like this about white people?
So you want to discuss that? Let's discuss that.
No, I want to discuss why you calling me to ask about white people.
Because what it was, you kind of defended me talking about people that are half black and white. That was.
You want to know who the worst people ever? Oh, that's what I was gonna do. Thanks for reminding me. Hey, what's your name, buddy?
My name is D-Mac.
D-Mac, that's not your real name. Okay.
My name.
What
my
have
name
you read?
is Ron Pearson. Now you got
Okay,
my real
Mr.
name. You got my government. Go ahead.
Mr. Pearson, what was your favorite part about the book, The Destruction of Black Civilization by Dr. Chancellor Williams? What was your favorite part about it? You haven't read that one? Okay. Oh, wait. I'm just going to ask you. Hey, it's my turn to ask the questions now. I'll let you ask me all you wanted to ask. What was your favorite part about the new Jim Crow by Michelle Alexander?
Haven't read it.
Okay. Wait. I got to finish my questions. What was your favorite part about The Miseducation of the Negro by Dr. Woodson?
Haven't read it.
Okay. What was your favorite part about Powernomics and Black Labor, White Wealth? Those were both written by Claude Anderson. What was your favorite part about those books?
I haven't read it.
Okay. What's your favorite book that Dr. Sheikh Anta Diop wrote?
Brother, I haven't read
No. Which one are you? No. Just answer my question. What was your favorite book that Dr. Sheikh Anta Diop wrote? You're not fit to even be talking to me. Next caller.
Man, this nigga crazy, man.
All right, D-Mac, we're going to move on, bro.
Uh-huh.
I feel like shit because I ain't read that.
So he wasn't one of the people that put on there unstudied, was he?
Yeah, he one of them people like me.
So he was emotional. That
I mean, that's exactly where he said he was coming from. He was saying that, he got a brother that's half white, and he just felt like, that was offensive to his half white brother. You know what I mean? That's his emotion.
Hey, bro, this Sugar Bear. Am I saying that right? Is it Sugar Bear?
Yeah, that's it.
This boy here cool. He know how to control his emotions. You might got some gangsters in your family.
That's actually my cousin, to be honest, though. That's why he was
Damn.
Yeah, that's my cousin. That's my daddy's brother's boy.
So who's the white boy? Your daddy got your daddy brother? I ain't gonna go.
No, my uncle, man. He was infatuated with Miami Vice, man. So he wanted a white girl and a motherfucking convertible Corvette. You know what I mean? And he did that. Okay, it didn't work out for him, but that's what he was chasing. Yeah, man. But shit, man, do
the callers understand where the confusion comes in when you're talking about mulattoes, whatever you mix with? Because a lot of times in those households, you got to pick a side.
Yeah, and I think
most of the times
I think what they probably took is saying that you can't pick a side from what Vernon had expressed. Like, okay, you just confused. Like, I think there are some who actually pick sides. You know what I mean? To say, hey,
I said no, because I told him, I said, if he picked, I say, who would he pick? Would he go against his own mother? He said he'd pick his daddy's side. I said, well, he's not confused.
Right. That's exactly what you said.
If you could pick a side, then you're not confused. But the vast majority of them, let's just be honest with common sense. The vast majority of them are not going to want to go against their mom.
Right. No. Right. And that's a fucked up position to be in. You know what I'm saying? To have a white mama and a black daddy.
But that's your parents' fault.
Yep.
That ain't your fault, but that's your parents' fault. But I'm, as a military general, hey, your parents did it. I'm not recruiting you into my army.
Now, why is it this in our communities as well? When there are mixed race or mixed breed people, the black side is typically more accepting of the other group that's coming in our community. It's okay for that white side not to accept a black person.
Because guess what? That white side, let me tell you something. If you read this book, white people, especially the wealthy white people, they move like a cartel. meaning a race-based cartel. And any group that has pride in who they are, guess what? Any group that has pride in who they are, they proud to be in that group, and they very proud to exclude others from that group. Meaning, this group is for me, you can't get in, and I'm proud to say it.
The Italians, you got to be full-blooded to be in part of their Cosa Nostra.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Any group that feels bad about themselves, they want to accept everybody in, and they want to bring anybody like Kamala. We want to claim Kamala Harris. Right? Any group that feel bad about themselves and have low self-esteem, they want to bring everybody in. Any group that feel great about themselves, look, I have a Jewish doctorate. I feel proud about that. I tell my wife, she has a master's degree in education. I tell her, you couldn't finish law school. My shit is harder than yours. I'm more proven than you. It's just that whatever you proud of, you ain't gonna want everybody in it.
Right.
But we're not proud of who we are. We're trying to welcome everybody in. Everybody can come to the barbecue.
Good point, bro.
Right.
Good point.
And this is why the Asians just got $50 million and
that's right. But the Asians, hey, let me ask you a question.
Stomped in the mud and ain't got shit.
Let me ask you a question. This will answer that fully. You out in California, both of y'all in Cali, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Y'all got them corner stores that the Asians and the Arabs run?
Yep.
Yes.
Have y'all ever seen one of them Asian or Arab men marry a black woman from that community and pass that store on to black people?
The Arabs fuck with black women, though. I've seen that.
But have they married one and passed that store on to black? None.
No.
They might hit them. They might hit them behind their wife's back. They might hit them.
Right.
But I say marry them and pass that store on into the black community. No. Have you seen it?
No.
No, not ever, because they exclusive.
Come on, we'll preach then. Come on.
And we're the only ones that include everybody. And most of the times, people only coming into our group to find out what we're doing so they can monetize it, so they can exploit it. We are the most exploited group there is by other groups.
Those are facts. Now, you want me to tell you the flip side of that?
Come on.
The Africans that are in America, the descendants of the prisoners of war who built this country, we're the most talented. Man, we God's chosen people. You ain't never seen a people like us. Let me tell you something. The reason I still have so much hope is because if you think of a black person in any field of endeavor, it's a black American, right?
Right.
I was watching a documentary on Michael Jackson. Even when he bleached himself and didn't want to be black. Do you hear me? Even when he bleached himself. My daughter, you know what my daughter said when I was watching the documentary? You know what they said? They say, Daddy, why do they have all these ambulances lined up at his concerts? I said, because he was so great that people would pass out and damn near die, and they have to take him out on an ambulance. Okay, if you think about sports, you can't think of nobody better than Michael Jordan or Muhammad Ali.
Right.
If you think about political organizing, you can't think of nobody better than Elijah Muhammad, Malcolm X, Farrakhan. You can't think of nobody better than Dr. Khalid Muhammad. I'm talking about in the world.
Yeah.
Right.
You think about the top 5 most famous black people in the world. They all black Americans.
Well, that's not the Farrakhan is Caribbean, right?
Yeah, but Farrakhan, no, his parents Caribbean, but all Farrakhan's work was done under who? Elijah.
Right. True.
And Farrakhan's name came up under who? The Nation of Islam. And the only person to build an independent nation within a nation was Elijah. When Elijah died, that thing was worth $75 million. Elijah did things that no other black person can claim they did. Okay? And he created other leaders that follow in his footsteps. Fred Hampton, Huey Newton.
Right.
Yeah.
You could go down a long list. Do you hear me?
I hear you.
We special, man. We special. You can listen to my daughters when they hear "They Don't Really Care About Us" by Michael Jackson. If my daughters hear that song come on, they damn near go start a revolution. We different now, and people got to give us credit for that. We different.
But the thing is, I think we got to give ourselves credit because we're still looking for validation outside of us.
Yep. Right.
Well, whoever's still looking for validation outside of us, that's our job as individuals. That's why you got to read, Sugar Bear.
You're right.
Because it's our job.
I'm Shane V. I'm Shane Vernon. You know,
All
saying
you
all
gotta
that
do
shit to
is-
him. I'm like, God damn, I ain't read none of them goddamn books myself. You know what I mean? But
All you gotta do is
I gotta
read a
get
page
better
a
though.
day.
Say it again.
Just read a page a day. But what I'm saying is that we have to, like she said, we have to convince ourselves.
Right.
So the people that you most see me, I already changed my life. If you don't believe like I believe and know what I know, or at least be willing to learn,
Right.
I don't associate with you.
Well, I'm willing to learn.
If you come up to me and say, your daughter can bring home a white boy. Okay, you can't come to my house anymore. Or if you come up to me, I don't have to deal with those things on a daily basis. But what I'm saying is that each of us as individuals can make an impact by, bro. I told the guy, he's a professional fighter. He thought I would be honored to speak with him and have my guys fight with him. I said, listen, man, I don't think you understand, but we hate you. We don't want nothing to do with you because you have a white wife. You have a white wife, and we can't associate with that. But nobody had ever told him that before. Do you get it? Some people have never been told.
Yeah.
But I tell them. So y'all got to tell them.
So we hate Michael Jordan too.
I hate Michael Jordan. And I lost 350 followers on Instagram because they said, Vern, aren't you sad about Kobe Bryant? I said he had a white wife. All his money is going into the white community. I don't give a shit about that. Get this off my page. And who else you want to add to the list?
Hey, so listen, you talking to LA now. You can't talk about Kobe now. Come on.
I can
Stall
talk.
my nigga out. Stall my nigga out, okay?
Hey, I ain't stalling shit out. Guess what? Dr. John Henry Clark said, if you sleep with the enemy, you are the enemy. Nah. Dr. Umar said marriage is a political decision. So, if
that
you
was
go
a
marry
decision
this
he
white,
made at 17, just like when you chose to go to Iowa.
No, the first decision he made was branding. He chose to get rid of the black woman and go get this white woman. And when he cheated, it was with more white women. So he clearly was in preference of white women.
Okay.
So all his wealth and all his money is going directly into the white community. And so I don't care. I don't have no love for Kobe Bryant. I don't even allow my BPM kids to wear Michael Jordan shoes. Do you hear me?
I hear you.
You cannot. This is the thing. If we're going to have a mafia, like you just said, the Italians, you got to be a made man. Right. The requirement to be a BPM man is you have a black woman. Now, you can either be single, looking for a black woman, or you can be in a relationship with a black woman, or you can be married to a black woman. But you can't have nothing else.
Yeah. Yep. That's the easy requirement.
Principles.
Yeah. Reasonable requirement, I should say.
Because if you got a white woman, guess what? If we had a white person on this podcast right now, we'll be talking a little bit different. Do you guys agree with me?
Say that again.
Yeah, say that again.
If we had a white person with us on this podcast right now, we'll be talking a little different.
Yeah, we would.
We're trying to be explaining this to them and what do we mean by this? And imagine if you had a white person in your bed at all times at your house. You can't say shit.
You finna change.
You gotta come
I don't know
on.
how the heck. I
You
don't know
can't
how we got
offend
on
them.
What'd you say? What'd you say,
A lot
Jamaica?
of people be more worried about offending them than they are them offending us with the way that they think or the things that they say. You know, a lot of them are passive aggressive. We allow a lot of things to slide, you know, that they say.
I got a good
because
question
we're
now
so
that you bring
worried
that
about
up.
either correcting them or, you know, offending them when they've offended you.
Right. I got a good question now that you bring that up, Shamika. Vernon, have you dealt with the hip hop culture white boy who think it's cool to say nigga? Have you experienced that?
Oh no, I dealt with it even. I dealt with it even worse, because the hip hop white boy, you can start taste out his mouth. I was at Iowa with some white boys, bigger, stronger, and badder than me. They was on steroids, and they felt like they could say that word. And I'm an alpha male, but I knew this motherfucker had me by 30 pounds, and I said, "Damn, I just can't go along with this shit." But let me tell you something about white boys. I'm not talking about the hip hop white boy. They soft. You can slap the taste out their mouth.
Okay.
B-Rad. That's B-Rad. Malibu's most wanted. Ice-T. But not Ice-T, but you got these white rappers. They soft as shit. But I'm talking about some gangster-ass white boys that lift weights and fight. Okay, this is my thought process. I didn't believe I can beat the white boy. But guess what I said? You're going to have to beat me. Because guess what? I ain't finna fuck around like this. Because I can't go out like that. So you think you can talk to me and play with me like that? You're going to have to whoop my ass. I'm going to swing on you. But guess what I learned about the European?
What's that?
No matter how many muscles they got and how many steroids they on, they scared of black people. Because as soon as I ran up on them, they say, "Oh, Vern, it's not that serious." Stop taking. Stop.
Yeah, they was testing you. They was testing.
That's what I'm saying. I'm scared of the white boy because he's 300, and I'm thinking, well, he's gonna have to whip my ass because I'm finna swing. But as soon as I run up on him, he more scared of me. They scared of us.
Yeah.
They're scared of someone that doesn't fear them. Now,
Right.
if he thought that you was gonna cower it out, you know what I'm saying, and be like, "No, all right, well, it's cool," he would have pushed up on you a lot more.
I ran up on his ass. Well, this happened twice, and these was both beasts. And I was just like, "Fuck it, they're gonna have to whip my ass. I'm finna swing." But as soon as you get serious and you stop playing with them, then they want to turn it into. They want to say, "Stop being so serious." It's not, nah, motherfucker.
Turn down.
Yeah, it's that serious to me, and I'm willing to go ahead and do what I gotta do. But
Clip just said, "Bow that shit down."
yeah, they scared
Like
of
my
us.
mama said, you gotta bring ass to get ass.
Exactly.
Sometimes you're gonna have to take a L too. I tell my son that, don't ever be scared. You're not gonna beat every fight that you win, and that's okay. But what you gonna have is heart.
That's right.
Well, look, we getting to the end, y'all. We've been on here for 2 hours, I believe. So before we go, I'm gonna let you start, sis. Anything you want to say in closing, and then we're gonna let Vernon end it off.
Yes, thank you, Vern, for tapping in to Apartment 107. Everybody pick up Vern's book. Nothing to show for it. Right here.
Amazon.
Also,
Nothing to show for it.
really good reads.
I'm gonna read it.
them.
I'm gonna
I've
read it,
also made
Vern.
my son read them.
I'm gonna read it, Vern. I got you on that, bro, for sure.
And there's some other ones that we, you know what? I think that we. And
What's the third one? I know you got 3 books, Vernon. I'm sorry to cut
The
you off.
third one
Shamika.
is a workout book.
Okay, I need that motherfucker too.
Yeah, it's a workout. It's called. It's all about working out, man.
And the Apartment 107 IG page, we'll list some books in there for people to pick up and start.
Yes, ma'am. We will do that.
All right.
Vernon Jackson.
But it's my turn.
Man, what the ASU Black Revolutionary, the Black Alpha Male Raging Bull, attorney, former D1 athlete, author 3 times, trained to go warrior, Garvey Knight. Tell him what you got to say, bro.
Hey, man, all I got to say is I had a great time. Now, this sister here, hey, you can judge a lot about a person's temperament based on what they post and what vibe they on. And this sister here is a warrior. Now, I didn't know this brother here, SB Global, but this brother here is a gangster, meaning a lot of men can't handle the presence of alpha male because they intimidate them. But alpha males love other alpha males because we don't give a shit either way, because there's going to be women coming all around and you pick which one you want. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes,
but
sir.
A lot of men, they get bothered. You see what I'm saying? Real men don't get bothered around men. They be cool because guess what? They're secure.
Amen. No, man, so I benefit from brothers like you, man. I appreciate you for coming on, tapping in with me. And, man, I'm going to be better because of this conversation and better because of, you know what I'm saying, what you doing, you know what I'm saying, for us. You know what I mean? So you keep doing what you're doing, bro. I'm blessed by you.
I like how you ran the show. I like the callers that called in. I like the topics that we hit on. It's 1,000 more. It's going to be 1,000 more, depending on what happened. Because they got the George Floyd trial, and they already killed another brother for the trial even over. It never... the white supremacists never lets up. So anyway, I enjoyed my time.
Y'all. Another person was just killed last night in Atlanta in his own home by police.
Another one?
Another one in Atlanta. He was going in his home. They shot him. They're saying the family from the back. He fell into his own door. They shot him.
Wow.
In the back?
I'll link that on IG. I'll send it. I'll inbox it to you. Yeah, we got another one down. Another one. So you're talking about 2 in a matter of a couple of days.
Bro, I'm gonna just tell you right now. I'm still not over Ahmaud Arbery.
Right.
I'm still not over Ahmaud Arbery. But anyway, I appreciate the invite, sister. And if you send me the link, send me the link, I'll post it for everybody to go back and watch it. But that was a lot of fun. And anytime you have people that, hey, last thing I'll say, I'd rather hear from people that disagree with me than people who agree with me.
Right.
I figured you would. Hey, thank you, Vernon. Thank you, Vernon. Thank you, Nycteegurl. Thank you, Apartment 107 listeners. We'll see you for episode 14 Thursday. We're going to have John Mosley from Last Chance U, the head coach at ELAC basketball. Make sure you tap in for that. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Good night.
Yo, what's happening? You watching Apartment 107 with my man SB Global. I'm Slink Johnson, the Prime Minister of Pound Down, master of the West African monkey spank technique, 5-time wild cheetah submission hold champion, 80, 84, 88, 92, and 96. Check your history, bitch. And we up in this thing. We cutting up big. Apartment 107, make sure you subscribe on YouTube, man. We on the way to the top, baby. Smoke yours.